Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready to work your back and core? Let's get going. We have got 4 exercises for you. They are going to be 50 seconds long with a 10-second break. We're going to do each of them 4 times over. And in between each of those, we have got a 30-second break whilst I tell you what the next exercise is. So first one, we have got side plank dips. I want you to come down lying on your side. Elbow is going to be in line with those knees, and I want you to have roughly 90 degrees in between the top of your body and those knees there. You're going to start by coming all the way up, and we're going to dip those hips down and back up. Let's go. 50 seconds has started. So when you're in this position, things to look out for. You want to have the shoulders, the hips, and those knees aligned. You want to drop that hip down and then squeeze through these muscles. The muscles that are closest, I don't know why I'm touching other parts of my body. You need to be squeezing through those side muscles to bring yourself back up. So really focus. You can feel, if you have your fingers down there, you should be able to feel. There you go. Take it down. As soon as the hip touches the ground, come back up again. Try and keep the head nice and long. Good stuff. We're going to change over sides. So we have got a quick changeover. So if you need, pause the video. Elbow, knees in line, 90 degrees between the body. Get yourself up here. If it feels like it's too awkward on the elbow, then just reposition and see how things feel for you. Good. Coming all the way down, squeezing all the way back up. So this is really good for when you're just starting out in these side plank positions. As soon as you take it into a full plank, which is where your legs are straight and you're pushing through here, there's an awful lot more work that needs to happen through these side stomach muscles. And whilst it's really good to try and challenge ourselves, sometimes and a lot of times it can be too much of a challenge, and that compromises other things, such as our breathing, such as the way we kind of move as well, and our technique. So if you are just starting to get back into exercise, or this is an exercise that you haven't done before or in a long time, then definitely take all the modifications. I know that sometimes our ego can get in the way of things. And we kind of go, yeah, but I used to be able to do that, and I should be able to do that. Body has changed a lot. So we just want to really focus on watching what's going on through the stomach here, and keeping these abdominal muscles nice and engaged, and really focusing on the muscles that we're using. Get a smile on your face too, why not? You might as well smile your way through these exercises, eh? Okay, this is the last one of these, so let's give this your all. Come up into position, come down and up. Pushing the ground away. Oh yeah. So, fun fact about the spine. Did you know that that is the first bone to grow in the womb? So your spine is the first thing out of your bones that forms. And also, did you know that in the womb we get 33 vertebrae? And then what happens is that everything all fuses and we end up with 26. Weird, right? Okay, so we are going to come down into our glute bridge. So for this one, you're going to come onto your back. I want you to just about make sure you can brush the backs of your feet with your fingers, and if you've got your arms straight up in front of you, like sort of shoulder width apart, and you take them all the way down, then your heels should be just to the inside of these. And we're going to take it into a glute bridge hold. So I'm going to push through those heels and squeeze through those glutes. This is the position that we are going to have, and we're going to hold it there. To have and to hold. Ready? So knees, hips and shoulders are going to be in one straight line. We're just going to hold this here. We're working on what's known as an isometric exercise. So that's an exercise where we hold our muscles in one position. And what we're looking out for is for a nice straight line. As soon as you try and push those hips all the way up too much, then you can start putting pressure through the lower back. So really focus on not taking it too high. In the meantime, you also don't want to dip down too much because then your glutes aren't working. So try and keep everything nice and engaged. Squeeze through those glutes. Try and keep some tension between those knees. And once you are set up comfortably, just focus on your breathing and hold it here. Oh, that went far too quickly. Luckily, we've only got a 10-second break. Push through those heels. Let's get up into position. And we have another 50 seconds. If you can focus on your breathing, you can literally get through everything. Push through those heels. You should feel your bum muscles really working. If it feels like it's too much, come all the way down, take a little bit of a break, and come straight back up again. Don't forget tension through those knees. Try not to let those knees come out to the side. So we're also working through the inner thighs here. Keep holding. Relax the muscles around your face. Come all the way down. So you've got 2 more rounds for this. Next round, I just want you to bring those heels in just ever so slightly, a couple of inches. And this time, I want you to come up and I want you to hold, but you're going to take your heels off the ground and then drop them to the floor again. So we're just making this slightly more spicy. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but what I find is that sometimes adding some bits of extra movement can just help take away the pain. Okay, keep squeezing. This is Sky, my cat. She's come to give me some moral support. Sky is a Devon Rex, and they are the most weird creatures ever. Also supposed to be hypoallergenic. And come all the way down. How did that one feel? So for this last round, you can either choose to do that same one again, or you can take it back to what we did before where we just held. So you're either going to hold through here, or you can take those heels off the ground and then drop them to the floor and come back up. So the benefits of adding this extra heel raise is that we are working through the feet muscles as well. We're also working through the calves. Oh, I can really feel my legs shaking. Try and keep those hips up. Squeeze through the glutes. Thank you, Sky. I feel like my cats are much better supporters than my children. My children just want to sit on me and squash me. We're almost done. And come all the way down. We're going to stretch that out super quickly. So for this, we're just going to take the ankle of one leg over the knee of the other. And I just want you to start, first of all, by pressing that knee away, stretching out through this side of the hip is where you should feel it. And then you can reach up, clasp the hands behind your back and lie back down again. So you should feel that's a nice stretch. So pause this video if you want to increase the stretch and have a bit more of a stretch time. Otherwise, push that knee away and then hug it in nice and tight. Oh no, we've already started. Well, I mistimed that one, didn't I? Okay, so I haven't done your next exercise. Next exercise that we want to do are little toe taps. And we're going to lie down in that same position that we were holding a bridge. The head and the shoulders are going to come up, arms are going to be down nice and long. And I just want you to tap first one ankle and then the other. So we're going to tap and tap. Are you ready? Let me get this timer sorted. And let's start. Oh, I can just see my cat going for my water. Honestly, cats are such funny creatures. So mine refuse to drink out of anything plastic, and it has to be a water glass, and it generally has to be like one of our water glass. So for this one, you want to try and keep the head and the shoulders off the ground. What this can do though is this can feel like you're putting quite a lot of strain, and that the front muscles of your neck are working a little bit too much. If you feel like that is the case for you, then you can just switch the hands over and give your head a little bit of support. If that doesn't feel like it's working for you, then you can always, and you can try this for the next round, just keep the head off the ground and cradled in the arms. Let's go. So you can keep them down, or not keep them down, but you can keep them up the whole time. Now, we always find with this exercise is that shoulder blades tend to get in the way. So if that feels the same for you, then what you can do is, if you have got like a wooden floor or a stone floor, then you can come to the edge of the mat and get this part of your body off. And if you need something to slide on, place a towel underneath your upper back instead, and that will just help you slide a bit more easily. So this works on time under tension. So these rectus abdominal muscles are constantly engaged, and then you've also got the side muscle action going. So it's similar to what we did in those side dips. And let's come up again. Oh, hello. So Sky is like my one-eyed Devon Rex cat. And obviously as soon as I come to give Sky a cuddle, then Domino wants a cuddle. Domino, just hop on, why don't you? I was just saying how much nicer it was working out when I've got cats rather than children, because they don't jump on you. But maybe these cats are going to prove me wrong. That's so silly. Last few seconds. And 1. Let me just check the time. How many more do we have? Right, I think we've got 1 more to go. Guys, don't fight, please. It is just like having kids. Look at them. Yeah, so Sky's my one-eyed cat, and she's a bit stressed out at the moment, I think, because this one is being such a pain in the arse. So we're trying to give her some extra cuddles, and obviously Domino doesn't like it. So with this position, make sure you're still breathing. You don't necessarily have to get a huge amount of movement to the upper part of the body, but the more you get, the more those side obliques will be working. And just relax. Oh, it feels so good. Right, what is next? Last exercise. So we're going to take it into our trusty old bird dog. Bird dog, we're going to start on all fours, shoulders stacked over wrists and hips stacked over the knees. And with this one, we're going to take them both out, and then we're going to come in, squeezing that knee and the elbow in together. and we're going to stay on one side only. So pick a side, opposite arm and opposite leg is going to come out. Don't try and do the same side because it is literally impossible. So we're coming out, we're squeezing in, we're coming out again. Now, for this one, we don't want to take the arm or the leg too high out in front of us or behind us, because we want to try and keep that back nice and long. And whilst extension, this back extension does definitely have a place in exercise, this is not what we're aiming for here. Let's slow it down, shall we? Breathing out, really press the elbow in towards the knee. What that does is you should feel that really working through those stomach muscles. And press it in for the length of a breath out. Breathe in, take the arm and the feet away from each other. Change over sides, okay? Get into position, make sure you have enough room behind you, and let's go. As you're breathing out, really think about drawing those stomach muscles in and engaging through your waist. This is really good for your core stability. It's also working, strengthening through the back. I like this one because this does back and core at the same time. We've got last 15 seconds. Try and keep some gentleness through the elbow. 3, 2, and 1. If your wrists are getting a little bit painy, then just drop the back of the wrists on the ground, lean backwards. Okay, change back over. You're almost done. 2 more rounds. You might notice that there is one side that feels easier for you to do than the other. And it's always good just to be aware of these things and to make a note of it. And if that is the case, then maybe just try and do an extra couple of reps on the side that doesn't feel as strong. But last 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Someone asked me the other day why this is called a bird dog. And all I can imagine is because this is the dog and this is the bird. It's a little bit weird. So this is a really nice one as well for children to do because it helps strengthen the spine equally. I don't necessarily mean just doing this one on one side then the other, but making sure you're obviously doing it on equal sides. But the standard bird dog is fantastic as well for things like scoliosis, where your spine has a sort of a sideways curve in it. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Let's stretch out through these wrists. So you can do that by almost placing the backs of the hands on your hips and squeezing those elbows backwards. Take it into figure of 8 circles. First one way. The other way is always a bit weird. And then the other. And just to finish, we're going to roll those shoulders forwards and we're going to roll those shoulders back. And you are done. I hope you enjoyed that workout.